let's see what happens.
They fucking die, I think.
Do it.
Not yet, King.
Oh!
There is no way to prevent bloodshed. You have to choose. May your death be slow and your agony great.
Let's reload.
That was easy.
Damn, fucking immediate.
That was easy.
Damn, everyone chose their fucking sides there.
I didn't pick a side, so whoever we were ganging up on, they were just gonna have a bad time. That's what she said. Normally buy it free now if you promise to play it after your RPG or you currently have queued up. Yeah, I'd probably say don't do that because I can't really promise it. God, I wish that was me. Well, obviously, we need to christen our new adventuring party by going to the bar. Best drinks in town, Twilight Tavern. Hi, Mommy. I mean, what? I mean, yeah, I'm new here.
Welcome to the Twilight Tavern, a hub of sorts for adventurers to take on all manner of quests. I'm Marie, owner of this fine establishment. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And it just kind of breaks. Whoops. I forgot to, close those. Whoopsies. Anyways. We're gonna ignore that. Oh, I'm proud, baby, like a real American. When I'm threatened, I'm becoming incredibly patriotic for some reason. That's not true. Humans don't fear the unknown. Never have. If you think we do, you haven't been paying attention. Even sailors, the most superstitious humans to ever walk the earth, set sail to the edges of the world they were sure were flat, inhabited by sea monsters. We've been inventors, explorers, astronauts. Hell, we take holidays to places we've never been for fun.
You're not even stammering anymore. Why aren't you cowering before me?
Because you were wrong, Auntie Nyan Nyan. There's one emotion stronger than fear. There is one feeling that every living thing knows. And it's way stronger than fear.
It can't be. It's love.
No, fool, it's lust.
What?
You think the male praying mantis knows fear while he's getting some? Hell no.
Ridiculous. You're saying your lust is keeping you from being scared of me?
I mean, that's how I roll in my crippling fear of the dark, I'm not gonna lie. Ever heard of the suspension bridge effect? They say when two people face danger together, they fall in love.
Not when one of them is the danger.
That's no, that's Stockholm.
Don't you understand the cruel indifference of the infinite cosmos?
Yeah, and I just don't give a shit.
Your world, your reality, everything you know and love, it's all meaningless and could vanish in an instant. Even as we speak, your sun spins around the precipice of eternal.
Idiot. The only thing the sun spins around is the earth and every human on it. And that's not all. There's more you don't realize. My dick will pierce the heavens. You really think it's meaningless because I'm human, right? You think I'm the lowest of the low. An insignificant speck not worth any attention. And yet, here I am, in your dream. I've got that right, don't I, Auntie Nyan Nyan? If I'm here with you, it's because you're dreaming about me. It means I'm in your head just as much as you're in mine. I think the truth is that you're terrified of me. You're terrified of the speed at which I'm meeting the unknown and planting a big old wet one on it. I'm terrifying enough to have invaded your dreams after all, right? You've come face to face with the greatest threat to your power. Nothing you can and nothing you can throw at me can stop him. Or nothing you can throw at him can stop him. After all this, after meeting Lynetta, serving Esther's whims, being subjected to the worst you have to offer, I gotta say, it was all pretty fun. Now tell me, does this sound like it's my nightmare? Or is it yours? It's my win, Auntie Nyan Nyan.
It can't be. You think you can turn the tables on me?
I already have. You're the second most powerful god and you fear me. It's only a matter of time before I date every single god you know. I'm going to leap into the great unknown cosmos and smoosh that too. Starting with you. Look her up, Auntie Nyan Nyan. You earned it. Very nice attire. Let me clip this. Somebody clip that sound.
He escaped from me. A human too lustful to fear anything.
Isn't afraid to stick his dick in crazy to the point where he is now crazy.
Could such a thing even exist? What horror!
So did you guys know that I'm D? This is basically my VTuber lore.
If any of us dreams again, he undoubtedly will return to haunt our hearts once more. Oh, I'm never getting a good night's sleep with him on the loose.
I'm the X-rated Freddy Krueger. Auntie Nyan Nyan. Oh god. Train with me more, really. I've been thinking about Heisme. Scoundrel though he may be, he was once a knight. He was put a stop to his crimes. I'm rather restless. What should I do with myself now? It is true that there is no substitute for actual battle, but tabletop games are fine tools for winning. Guys, she just keeps getting better. She's rocking the red hair. She's lawful good badass. She wields a spear. She's a foodie. She's cool. Chat, hello, it is I. Sorry for the long intro. Me and Vulcan were ranting about our lives.
Yeah, I had
At
work
least
this
mine.
weekend, so I needed to update him on the shenanigans.
Oh, you had to work this weekend too, buddy.
Well, see, my work was digging a hole for 2 hours.
Oh boy, don't even get me started. Our staff pharmacist left, and let me tell you, that guy was older than me, and that fat ass, like, a child knows to put their toys away, right?
Well,
like, for the most part,
occasionally.
like, you teach a child to put their toys away, and they kind of learn the concept. They can learn the concept. This man did not. I straight up almost walked out like the second to last day he worked. Because he... So, imagine this, if you will. There is a... basic premises of working in a pharmacy. You have the triage queue, which is just, that's where the prescriptions come in and you have to put them in the system. You have the production queue, which is, that's the part where we actually have to go get the medicine from the shelf, put it in the bottle. Then you have the front store pickup. That's where you come to the counter and pick it up, and you have the drive-through. Now imagine doing all those at once at the time everybody gets off work and you're by yourself. And, well, you're technically by yourself. And the one person that you work with, who you have to funnel everything through, is a fucking lazy slob. So, you know, I was looking for this one prescription. It was taking me like 5 minutes. I'm at the drive-thru that's supposed to be expressway. And so, you know, after finally finding it, I verbally expressed my displeasure. I didn't say it towards anybody, just, you know, thank fucking God, you know, something along those lines. To which he then responded with...
passive-aggressive.
Oh no, it's just more of me exclaiming to the universe. And then his response was, well, if you have such a problem with it, maybe you should put them away. I almost shoved that prescription right up his ass like it was fucking Hancock.
You should have just shot him in the face.
I wish, dude.
just immediately, just gun out. Freaking, cyberpunk levels, just immediately pulls out the gun and blasts him.
Just joke. That was my Joker moment.
But then you have a
But,
little midget you lock behind a door.
and so, after this, of course, I have a conversation about this with him after all the customers leave, because I'm a professional and I take pride in my work, even if I hate it. And his, you know, is basically saying, look, dude, you got me doing the job of at least 3 people. I don't need your snide little comments. To which then he basically laughed it off. I told him, stop laughing. It's not funny. I'm being serious. Get through your thick skull. And then his just answer was, well, it's your job. I needed a moment right there. He's gone now. So, fuck him. The only problem is we got the bomb in the fucking barrel, which I was afraid of. That dude was the lesser of the evils.
Oh my god, you reminded me. When I was digging the hole today, my favorite idiot that I genuinely despise, we gave him a shovel.
I don't know.
He is so exponentially lazy that well, and I can't put it that way. So before I broke the top of the clay mound, which is that was just the hardest bit to get through. It was so dry. He would smack it with the shovel. He wouldn't try to dig it like you should. You need to like actually kick it in and try to like break it a little bit. He hit it like it was a sword. He tried hitting it with the side of the shovel multiple times. He just refuses to work. And I am getting closer every single day to just drop him and make him push until he bleeds. It is... That's very cruel. That is very cruel. But it is...
I mean, you're talking to a guy that
insanely...
works in a job where people expect you to wipe their ass for them. So...
That's fair, but it's just, dude, it's just so upsetting. Because
It is.
I have some pretty rough troops right now. There's 2 of them that are very mature. They're 18 and 19. And, you know, they don't give anyone any respect, and I don't want to drop them, and I don't want to be mean, but I know I'm going to have to put my foot down with them. But they're also my troops, so I don't feel bad for, like, having to do a little bit of correction here and there. but this exponential idiot. Oh. Oh. I wish I could get away with just making him push forever. I just can't handle him anymore. That's where I draw the line on idiots.
It sounds like where I
'Cause
work. The
it's
more
like-
things change, the more they stay the same.
Well, dude, and I sat next to him today too. Brother just smelled like onions, like he didn't shower in weeks.
Oh god, dude, don't even get me started. There's this Somali guy that came in, and frankly, I was getting a little shitty with him over the phone. Dude came in smelling of the worst fucking sweat I've ever inhaled. Maybe a little weed too, which was concerning because he drove himself. His name, his accent, what he looked like.
What do you look like? What do you mean by that? What you mean? I'm not gonna. You know what I'm referring to. You know exactly what I'm referring to. We're all thinking it. We're not saying it. It's like that smiling friend scene, except for a certain kind of people. You know who I'm talking about.
Looks at camera.
It looks at camera. Yo, dude, you can't just say that.
That will be my Joker philosophy. It's gonna just be like, you can't just say that, Hawk. I'm a free man. I can say what I want. Damn the consequences. I regularly have that thought of just like, and I told this kind of like as a pseudo joke to like the guy that left. It was like, you know, if you hate it so much, you can just get in your car and leave. You'll have consequences, but I mean, you're a human being with free will. You say those slurs, buddy. I mean, he did. He dropped the N-bomb quite a few times.
Speaking of free will, I also got a little bit more screwed this weekend. I am now the liaison between two different parts of my unit for making sure things work. And I'm not going to say any more on stream because I that's breach, but dude, what the hell? Why me? Why me? I asked one of my old squad leaders, and he said,
if it's like me,
no,
it's because you're competent.
It's not a punishment. No, that's like it felt like a punishment. I straight up said, like, this feels like a punishment. He's like, no, you're just unfortunately the only one that can actually get it done. Like,
this is the problem, dude. If you're the person that's competent and can get it done, you're the one stuck with shit.
It's so...
That's me.
It's not, upsetting, because I know I'm going to do good, and I know it'll look really good on my record later, that I was able to, get us back up to where we need to be. But
you still have to live through it.
But I still have to live through it. Like, it's not as hard as I initially thought. The way my PSG told me the way it sounded was more of a, like, genuine punishment. And he, today... he just kind of sent me and attached me to this other group, and I hung out with them for a bit, learned a lot, and once I learned it, I was like, oh, this really isn't that bad, honestly. Because, like, it could be much worse.
This is the worst day of my life. Worst day of your life so far.
Worst day of your life so far. Oh, Christ on a bike, man. I am...
No, dude, I feel like
today.
My job has
I finally...
No,
go on.
I was just gonna say, my corporate has been cutting my place's hours. So guess who gets stuck being by themselves most of the time? Because I get shit done.
And you get to crank your hog on company time.
Well, no. There are two people that get shit done. One of them is Jackie, but she can't be there every single day. So it's just kind of, oh, you said you a night person, Hawk. Good luck. Like, oh. Hey.
No, he likes having his nights to himself so he can goon.
I was actually, I can't remember where I saw this, but it was just like, it's like, I can't remember the exact phrase, but it was something along the lines of like, I enjoy being a night owl because that's the only time there's any peace and quiet. You know, everyone's asleep, even the animals.
See, I don't like the quiet because then the voices in my head get me thinking, and when I get thinking, I cause problems. That's honestly why I drank, whatever. I haven't drank in a few days, so I'm kind of on some things right now. Mental things, just losing my mind from everything. But you know,
I guess
that's why I drink. I don't have to think if I'm drinking, and then I have to think when I'm sober, and thinking while sober is scary.
Oh yeah, I guess kind of speaking of animals that I mentioned, you want to hear even more tales from the trailer trash, Vulcan? You guys missed us because we were muted,
Tales
but...
from the trailer trash. That's gonna be a new segment we're doing.
Yeah, but so... You know, I'm busting my ass, you know, I'm basically a living ping pong ball. And then over the intercom, I just hear from the sassy Latina manager. He's like, hey, whoever has a truck outside with a dog in it, it's getting out. Never mind, it's actually out and it's in the street. And so it's like, I was just warning people because, you know, it just takes one fucking dog to just like plow into your car and you get sued. And I was telling people at drive-throughs, like, hey, by the way, just be careful when you pull out because apparently someone's dog just got out of their car. Like, I saw that. Yeah, it was like, and basically how they described it was, you know when a window gets busted out and you got that shitty plastic to cover it, and it's just got like tape around it.
It was one of those ones.
Mm-hmm. You're that guy. Oh, did you do anything? I ain't touching that fucking dog. My dad did that like 3 years ago with a neighbor's dog and about ripped his arm off. Domesticated dog, by the way. I'm pretty sure its name was Princess. There was something along those lines, but...
Well, you're a better man than me.
And then what else was there? Oh yeah, like 2 minutes before closing. This one woman comes in getting some medicine for her daughter. And it was seizure medication. We didn't have enough in stock for the particular NDC. And so like, what the fuck? Why didn't we just change this? So we gave her like a 3-day emergency supply. And this is always the fucking problem, and I shouldn't have done anything. I should have let that, no, I can't say that because that's evil. But so you know, like, oh, this is seizure medication. This is important stuff. This was 2 minutes before closing, and they expected us to make it for them. We did it, and then this Asian dude came up. Is like, you know, I'm actively bringing down like the gates. And he's like, "Oh, you closing?" Like, yes, we're closed. Oh, can you look it up for me real quick? See what I got? Like, we're closed. The way I said it is like, you remember that one video, Vulcan, of like, I'm Italian and this is hurting me. It's under the sauce.
Oh yeah.
I repeated that ad nauseum until he went away. Eventually, I just started closing the blinders as I'm talking to him. Oh god, dude.
See, my favorite thing with, you know, the horrible soldier that infuriates me to a extent. Anytime he comes up to me and he's trying to get out of work, and I can tell he's trying to get out of work, you're following me. You do not get an option in this. If you leave, I'm going to drop you. And that works. He follows me. And then he tries to disappear later. And today I legitimately beamed a shovel at him because he tried to walk away again. Like, I spiked it. Like, not like javelin through a metal shovel. And it didn't land in the dirt. That would have been awesome. But it landed like a couple feet in front of him. He looked back, and I pointed at the shovel. And he got back to work. He just sucked at it, but he got back to work.
Dark Souls music just starts playing.
Like,
Vulcan of the Forsaken Path.
He is so good at infuriating me. Like, you know, you and I know I'm a very angry person. That's not surprising. We've known this for years. But he is so good at just getting me unapologetically just livid. Because he's just so incompetent. And
Dude, that's how I felt with the pharmacist.
My brain. It hurts my brain. I don't understand.
People like
How
that,
can
dude.
you be in the military longer than me and be this bad?
How could you
Okay,
be
that's
the
a rhetorical
pharmacist and be
question.
this bad?
Yeah, that's kind of a rhetorical question on my part. I have met some absolutely idiotic people. But he's taken the cake. He really is. He's been in for like 8 years and is just a grown child. He definitely has something wrong with him, actually, but...
I say watch in a few years, you're gonna just hear some crazy story about him hallucinating. Like, yeah, that checks out.
Well, if I hear he's a kitty diddler, I won't be surprised.
Yeah, it's like a thing
That's
like,
like
oh,
the number
the
one.
it's just weird. Like, oh wait, no, they actually had just something wrong with them. It's just that them being weird put a blanket over it.
Yeah,
Well, it
he's
was
just one
that
of those
one, like-
creatures, man.
You ever see the Mandalore story about how he almost died at summer camp?
No,
Mandalore game. Basically, there's this kid, and you know, he basically acted weird for attention, you know, that kind of little schmuck. And it turns out he had very strong schizophrenia, and turns out after he like found a dead snake and he started playing with it and like using it to scare people, his mom took him to get evaluated. It turns out the night after that, if he didn't get taken away to get evaluated, he was actually just gonna start randomly killing the campers. He had a manifesto.
Oh.
Mandalore Gaming has some weird stories, dude. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that
Weird
happened.
too. Like his
Right.
videos.
That reminds me, chat, I bought Overlord, so if we ever want to be the bad guy and bang hot chicks, we can. I bought that and Dead Space for like 20 bucks.
I lost $50 today gambling.
Let's go gambling!
Oh, dang it. I should have walked away because my second one I put in, I won a good amount, and I was like, I'm just going to put in a little bit more. No. No.
You guys ever see that bit from Austin Powers when he's playing blackjack? That's just me. 13. I'll stay. I suggest you hit, sir. Looks at that guy. I also like to live dangerously. Dangerous. Not hitting above a 13 because you could potentially get a 22.
This homework assignment's killing me. Why is it so long? It's like 90 questions and it doesn't matter. It just doesn't.
Is it 90 questions or is it actually 6 questions that just so happen to have like 90 parts to them?
A little bit of both.
We had to do some training, and Jackie was doing her modules, and she was in the back next to the drive-thru because that's like the place you get peace and quiet if you want to like do something on the computer. and people won't bother you or stare at you. And the entire time I'm working the drive-thru, I just hear, I want to kill myself. Damn it, I want to kill myself. God, kill me now. Because that's all with the modules, where it was like, this module is 6 questions, and then there's like 10 parts to each question. And she just looks at me like, oh, sorry, I'm sure this is great company to have, me constantly saying I want to hang myself. Like, Jackie, that's not even the most macabre thing I've said this week. I can't believe what I'm hearing from you. It's macabre. No, I feel like no one's gonna get that reference, but people understand the source material. The old like the funny porn video, like the gay porn video of, you know, our dad taught us not to be ashamed of our dicks.
I know nothing about that, and I'm not gonna say anything about that because you man.
You know, it's just, I'd be right happy to. I should
The
make that
creature
joke because
has
I'm starting to
spoken.
get that kind of mustache.
I don't grow facial hair.
I need to start changing up. I was
Also
thinking
don't
maybe going
want
sideburns next. I think there's not a lot of people that pull off sideburns anymore. Maybe go goatee like my
God,
dad.
stop. I don't think I'm ever gonna actually like have a beard. I really just don't want one, honestly. Like, does it look good on my 5 o'clock shadow? Looks amazing. I just do not want a beard. Like I look like the old Timmy Turner from Fairly Odd Parents with the 5 o'clock shadow. It's great.
You guys ever stop to think how Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner's mom kind of look the same? I feel like the creators had a specific fetish. Dads kind of look the same too if you really think about the basic elements.
I want you to know you still deeply concern me, and that's coming from me coming back from Army Land.
I concern myself too, Vulcan. I almost, in my sleep-deprived state, almost threatened someone by calling them Flower of Man. I didn't know what that meant
Are
either,
you
Vulcan.
okay?
Debatable sometimes. I've been having a real rough time sleeping lately. I fucked up my sleep schedule real bad.
It's not just me. Okay, that's weird. I've been waking up consistently at 3 in the morning for the last couple days. Mind you, I was on a bender for most of last week, but still, I should at least be able to get like 5 to 7 hours of sleep. No, I've been getting 3 on average. It's driving me insane. I hope tonight, I pray tonight, where I haven't drank in a couple days, I can just sleep. I require sleep.
Okay, so a funny thing you mentioned that, because it's the same thing that's been happening in my mind. Fess up, everybody. Are you all having trouble sleeping? Are they putting more than fluoride in the water?
Buddy,
Is it the weather?
Yes, they have been. I don't think it's the weather. I mean, at least down here, the weather's been really nice. But good Lord Almighty, man! I waking up at 3 in the morning, I just go. I'm not gonna be able to go back to sleep. It's just so upsetting because I know I'm not able to go back to sleep, and then I'm just up
Yeah.
for an evil amount of time, and it's so
Fluoride,
quiet
it's
and sad in
supposed
the
to be in
morning.
the water. Was there anything in the Epstein files about fluoride in the water?
I don't know. I've not even looked at them. I
So Alex
should.
Jones has been proven right too much. That's a scary thing about him. He says like 5 wild things and like 3 of them end up becoming true. Eventually. Scares me. I mean, and the sad part is he also sees himself as he like admits he's a meme. I hope not. Yeah, that was another thing too. The pharmacist that left, he was, I don't know why with this one woman, he always talks about like politics and shit, but you should never do in the workplace because politics has destroyed empires. What's it gonna do to our little shitter pharmacy? And he brought up like, oh yeah, did you hear about the Epstein files? You know that they're summoning demons and shit. And apparently they worship someone called Baal. And I want you guys to understand something about me in the workplace, okay? Half my coworkers are Muslim. Jackie is an atheist. And then there's me. Has actually like delved into philosophy. I've looked into LaVey Satanism just to see what it's about and why all the edgelords love it. And then my conclusion was, this isn't for me, it's just pure hedonism. And you got a chip on your shoulder from Christians. But, so like, I'm the religion guy. At least the Western religion guy. And I had to start telling him about Baal and all that shit. He is most assuredly not baller. I was like, huh, I would have thought they would have worshipped Moloch. But no, it makes sense. Well, it's Baal, but it could also be referred to as Baal and stuff. And it makes way too much fucking sense because Baal's power is he can make you invisible. Like, yeah, that checks out for a secret society. Of course, you know they love to wave it in front of your face. Like a cat toy. That happened once too. It was like the ladies, they helped this one dude out and he brought in like these chocolates and stuff. And I still have these, motherfucker. I shouldn't say that because it's like a little like metal blue cross. What's on here actually? I can do all things, it says. And he brought in a bunch of crosses. Just as like a thank you, he's a religious man. I think he actually does like a lot of charity bike work or something. You know, he got them chocolates and the guys chocolates and stuff and a handful of crosses. Like, I'm taking these. And then my boss, who was Muslim, asked, "Hey, how do I summon demons with this?" Like, I'm just gonna turn it upside down and see what happens. And then I had to inform him, in fact, that was something Satanist, in fact, just stole. It already existed, the upside down cross. It wasn't even like evil. I think it was like supposed to like symbolize the Holy Ghost or something. I don't know. But yeah, that was funny. Of course, granted, most of the stuff he was talking about, the Epstein files, he was blowing smoke out of his ass.
That
Well, you know,
seems to be how it goes.
I can't say anything. Because, hey, he's technically my superior, and I don't want to say anything in front of customers.
Oh, I got news as well. Speaking of that, because you reminded me how much I hate my manager. I'm moving in 2 weeks.
Did you find a place?
I didn't have to find a place. I know where I'm going. I did not expect the house to sell so quickly. So now I am having to
Expedite the process.
Yeah. Which I am mildly upset about, but on the bright side, I can finally quit this godforsaken job. On the downside, money gone.
Yep.
Money, no money. Which is really gonna suck for a month. I don't want to live off like an allowance anymore. I'm too old for that. I'll just go start stripping.
Watch you move and you're tight on money, and then Rockstar just pulls a Rockstar move and just shadow drops GTA 6.
Oh, if they do that, I'm killing myself.
Wouldn't that be? Because I've heard multiple times, like, you know, I think I might want to get my wife pregnant so I get maternity leave for when GTA 6 comes out. I've had that conversation with my boss. And then it's like, oh yeah, watch this. All these guys are taking this time off. Shadow drop. Just throw it out there on Steam. Just release it. Or they delay it. You know, that's always the case too. That's why I told my boss, is like, oh shit, you're right, thanks. You stopped me from making a horrible mistake. I don't think there's anything else going on. Because it's been like a week since I've streamed. Which, by the way, the last day I was supposed to stream, Wednesday, that's when I passed the fuck out for like 13 hours straight.
Hell yeah.
Went to bed like 8,
talents.
and then I just woke up at 11 when my alarm went off for work. Because I was working night shift. Gotta say though, it felt nice, just lying there, getting comfortable.
Dude, I'm gonna be real. The one day I day drank way too early because I had a really shitty work shift, and I was like, I know I'm gonna need this. This was when I was having like a bad time during the initial stages of the move. Not to excuse my actions, but to make understanding. Brother, I was blackout by 2. I went to bed because I felt sick. I woke up at like 7 o'clock. I felt so good. I felt so... like I somehow rallied after that little nap, and I was so happy. Because when I went to bed again at like 2 in the morning, because I couldn't go back to sleep because I'd slept literally the whole afternoon. I woke up the next day feeling like God. It was so nice. And then my punishment for that is not being able to sleep for the last 4 days, but the prices we pay.
Yeah. You gotta get that like temporary
pay.
buff for a while.
Hey man, those temporary buffs be it'd be buffing.
You do be buffing.
Oh, I got that question right. Nice. I guessed. I mean, this history assignment, he doesn't go back in and change the grades if I get a question wrong, because I have to do it until I get it right. So I'm just kind of throwing answers around because I just can't be bothered right now. Man, how dare you tell me I was wrong on that one? I thought I got that one right.
You're just gonna complain to your superior. Sure, that will fix your grade. I saw that so much in school, dude.
It's not gonna hurt my grade. I'm literally just... I'm literally just throwing things around, and I will always get a 100 on these assignments. That's just how it works.
Yep.
It's really sad that that's how it works, but it's idiot-proof, I suppose. It's a history class. It's a throwaway credit, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because I've had really good history teachers before, but online is just a throwaway.
Yeah. Dude, history teachers are cool, which is a shame, because it's like the most useless fucking class. Like, oh, we learn history so we don't repeat it. Are you sure about that? Because we repeat shit from the past all the time. Let's learn about the Depression. And, oh wait, what's this? The Spanish flu? Huh, funny, that sounds a lot like COVID. Just 100 years later.
I mean, and see, man, here's the thing, too, is, like, history is very useful for, like, a military setting for me.
Oh, yeah.
It's also, you know, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of, just a pain, man. It's just
How
a
much
pain.
did you guys learn about the Byzantine Empire?
Never at all.
That empire lasted for 1,000 years, and we never think about it. 1,000-year spanning empire. America's lasted for like 300, and we didn't
200
learn
200 and
anything
some
about it.
change.
Yeah. I want y'all to stop and think about that for a second. You guys even know how they fell? 1,000-year
Wasn't
spanning
hedonism?
empire? I believe so. And then they just kind of let the Mongols through the gate. But just like, that is such a crazy, like, society. But no, if you're like me, you had to learn about civil rights for like 8 out of the 12 years, and the last 4 were World War II. I never got to learn about the Crusades. I hear like, oh yeah, my teacher was cool, he let us learn about the Crusades. Fuck, I want that! Why didn't I get that? We got like 2 days worth of like Greek mythology. And like,
I took
5th
a
or
whole
6th
Greek
grade.
mythology class at one point. It was so much fun. I genuinely
Just-
loved that class.
dude, it's badass. I mean, if you honestly think about, like, yeah, a lot of it's just like explaining why things happen, but also, especially with like the Greek heroes, gods in that sense are just kind of like placeholder for just like the human condition, you know? And you also start thinking about the ship of Theseus, like I do on a weekly basis. It's crazy to think, though, when you really think about the ship of Theseus and all that. Like, I think it was the ship of Theseus, or like whatever crushed Jason or whatever. Like, even in Greek mythology, they had the fucking Avengers, dude. That's all Jason the Argonauts was. Like, oh shit, that's Atlanta. Oh shit, that's Hercules. Oh shit, that's Jason. Oh shit, that's Orpheus. They all just get together and go on an adventure. Oh shit, is that Medea? There were so many people, dude, in the Argonauts.
Oh, brother, I am just tired now. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight.
You gotta get that crazy state when you're running on fumes like I do.
See, no, when I get into that state, I get very philosophical, and that's very, very dangerous. Because I really make good points to people. Like that's what happened yesterday. It's like yesterday at work with my work wife, we were talking about her divorce for a little bit. Like we were just shooting the shit, and eventually, it got on the topic because it's a fresh wound. It's gonna get talked about, and we had a little one-on-one talk about it, and just trying to work through some of her fears with it, because it's what she helped me with way back when, like 4 years ago or 3 years ago. So I returned the favor, right? And I just got very philosophical with it, and I think she really appreciated that, because she was on the verge of tears for like most of the conversation. She is heartbroken over it, because she wanted everything to work, of course. And by the end, just getting deep into thought and making these questions, like, making the observations too about who he is, what he did, versus her goals, her life dreams, and all that, the meanings behind everything. And 'cause I'm not going to out anything, obviously, it's all private stuff, but she really appreciated that. And I think I got her to stop, thinking about crying and all that, and it was a little win. But I was running on like an hour of sleep that day, so I was in the flow state all day long.
Man, was burial goods flowing.
Dude, because like that's what I do. Like when I get really tired and my dopamine spikes, because when I get tired, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to drink, I don't want to do anything. I'm just tired. I like talking. So I just get to talking, and I'm really calm. I'm happy. I'm able to like see things and make good points, and I'm starting to realize if I talked with women I liked romantically the way I talk with the women that are my friends, I would be a dangerous human being. Well, because you know, with my friend at work, you know, after we talked for a little bit, you know, we got onto other topics, got really deep in like emotion crap and like how people view other people. Like we really got deep into the weeds on like everything because we were sitting out in the sun for 2 hours waiting for something to happen. There's nothing better to do. And we got talking about it all. And you know, I can't remember what I said, something like that, but she said, you know, I've always viewed you as like a really sweet, kind person. I'm like, huh?
What?
What? Me? Kind? And she's like, yeah, like every time we talk, or every time I see you interacting with a lot of your other guys, you know, you're just very nice to them. I'm like, huh? You haven't seen me interact with the people I don't like.
It's like, at work, I'm known as just like the super nicest guy. And like, oh, you're so nice, you know, yeah. And here's always the weird thing. Like, I try to be humble, and but I will never say I'm humble. Because that then implies that you're not, you know? So I always feel weird about it. He's like, oh, you know, you do a lot here. You're super nice. I'm basically a chinch bug lady. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a chinch bug. I got problems. Lately, she's
that's
crazy.
when, you know, like, not bragging about yourself, it just makes you look like a much better person as a whole. I mean, it's something a lot of people like, evidently. Like evidently in my case, I view myself as a very angry, very deeply angry and hateful person. But evidently my interactions with others, per what they've told me, are it's not the case. And I'm just sitting like, huh.
Me too, buddy.
Would you look at that?
I can't tell you how many times like Hawk, you're like the guy we need.
Until
You're the perfect
until I
guy
do
with
actually get mad.
customers.
When I actually get mad.
Yeah. And because I'm the guy that would absolutely shoot up a Kmart kind of angry. And you know, like, oh, you're super nice. Meanwhile, I'm in the back having to do more bullshit. Like, shit, motherfucker, I hate this shit. I want to just walk away and die.
See, and that's me at like my civilian job, because like military land, I love it to death. It is amazing. But civilian, I despise where I work. And it's mostly due to the people and then the nature of the work itself. I hate getting dirty. I hate getting motor oil on me, of all things. It's just dirty, it's nasty, it's disgusting. And everyone that comes through is just so hateful. There's some very sweet people that come through. But you know, a lot of them are just so hateful, and I'm not going to try to upsell them and do things like that, because it's like, look, I know you're not wanting to spend the money. I'm not going to try to upsell to you. There's no point. I'll give you a really good discount if you want me to get you something a bit better. Like I will literally throw on a 20 to 30% discount just so you can afford what you want or something better. And my boss hates that I do that, because he's like, no, they're coming in here for the service. We're going to do the entire service. We're going to take everything out. We're going to look at everything and try to sell them everything. I'm like, dude, I get occasionally that works. I get it works, and that's why they do it. But it's like, I'm not going to be an ass to someone who's already clearly upset about having to come in here or annoyed that they had to come in here. So I'm not going to make the push. There's no point upsetting someone. Let them skate through their day. Let them disassociate.
Yeah,
and it's why I hate my manager so much. Like, I despise the man so much, because he hate's a strong word. I just genuinely despise how he operates. He's a know-it-all. Like, a great example is Friday, before I left to come to Army Land. I worked that morning, and I got off early, thank God. But we had... Oh, did you DC?
No, I'm good. I just closed the game.
But Talking segment.
Basically.
But
Been a hot
yeah,
minute.
really. But downstairs we had the washer or the windshield washer machine running. We make our own windshield washer fluid in the summer, or when it gets warmer out. And it was running, and we got into a vehicle rush. So people kept coming through. It was busy, and the manager told me, keep an eye on it. I didn't know what knobs to turn it off. And I also noticed far too late after I was messing with a skid plate on a terrible vehicle. Like, it was a 55-pound skid plate. It sucked because I'm not tall, and it's a raised truck. And even with the ladder, I couldn't get where I needed to be. So I was complaining. I was mad. I was also very hungover and slightly buzzed. But it was just terrible. And then by the time I got it on, we got all the vehicles out. I looked to my right and I'm like, oh shit. It's about to overflow. Because we have to take the lid off the top and we pump the new fluid in, you know. So it was about to overflow. It was like maybe an inch and a half from the top when I noticed. So I sprint as fast as I can. And I'm a good runner. I'm going to brag on that. I'm a damn good runner. So I sprint across the store. I get upstairs in less than like 15 seconds. I grab not the manager because I don't respect him. I grab our other guy because the manager was also on lunch. So I go and grab, you know, my friend at work, G. I'll call him G. He is a G.
He's
And
him.
he immediately runs downstairs with me, and we're trying to figure it out. He turns off the air pump, which was good, but he also didn't turn off the main pump that would cut off the supply. So, because he didn't know where it was, I didn't know where it was. So we just damage controlled. He called our manager. Our manager ran from his car downstairs, and we got it all fixed up. I was doing damage control. I was furious. Because he went on lunch. He could have just turned it off before going to lunch, but he left it running. Like, dead serious. But, he came downstairs. I was dropping spill pads on the floor, trying to soak up all the water and crap before it got really bad. I did it in like a crescent to like stop it from spreading. I just did the best I could to mitigate the damage.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes down here, and G asks the question like, where's the nozzle? Where's the damn nozzle? Like, where is it? And instead of telling him over the phone, because he called him, manager runs downstairs, turns it off, and then, you know, starts complaining that it happened. And G's like, why are you complaining to us when you didn't tell us where it was? And so it got into an actual screaming match for like 10, 15 seconds. And our manager was just so disrespectful. Not even like trying to take any blame as like not teaching us. He just started blaming us, and he was blaming G, not me. He treats me like a child when I'm older than G, and I have military service. I know what I'm doing. I just literally do not care enough to do it very well. And I only get good sales there out of spite. I have the best numbers out of everyone in the store, and I'm only doing it out of spite. Because when I leave, they are getting cucked. And G said that's cool too, because he's probably going to quit too. But, you know,
Jesus.
But it's like our manager is just so blatantly disrespectful. He needs to be right all the time. You can't argue with him. So I just don't even talk with him. Because it's like, dude. And like earlier that morning too, we had a guy come through. He seemed pretty mad. He was really just really tired. He was a pretty chill guy. But, you know, he just said, I want the oil change. I want nothing else. Nothing at all. And I'm like, you know what? I got you. So I called out a drain and fill because that's what the dude wanted. He just wanted the oil in the car. But no, my manager's like, no, he's paying for the service. Unless they tell you specifically to not do it, you do everything. And I'm like, and just in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I want to scream at him and tell him, no, that is a disrespect to the customer. You're going against what they said because he just said he wanted a drain and fill. That's all he wanted. But no, my manager goes, gets the air filter and all that. He sells the air filter by being extremely pushy. like offering all the discounts and all that. Like I get pushy sometimes too, but I only do it for like vehicles that I think need it. Like if someone's
Mhm.
putting a conventional oil change in a very high mileage vehicle, like 150 to 200,000 miles, yeah, like, I'm gonna be pushy and I'm gonna try like, look, it's $30 more. Get the semi-synthetic option. It helps your engine a bit more. I will give you a 20% off just to get it so it's only like $5 to $10 more expensive than the option you're getting. And that normally gets people onto it. It normally does, because they're like, yeah, you know, that's a pretty good deal. That's only a little bit more expensive than I was planning, you know. But this guy, he's pushy about the wrong things, and it's infuriating because it's like he has somehow managed to try and run the store like the military, except he got none of the structure down and all of the disrespect down.
Jeez. It's like me at work,
So it's-
right? It's like I work with a bunch of old people. You know, a lot of them can't afford shit. And there's this one guy yesterday, a super nice guy. He was picking up some like metformin or something, you know, thing that powers America. And his insurance changed up on him because he hadn't had any since the start of the new year. That's when insurance companies love changing shit without telling anybody. And so his stuff is gonna be like $40. And like, alright, look. Let me see if I can get you a savings card. And it's basically we use that instead of insurance. Now, for all you motherfuckers out there, listen, okay? This is not a 2-second job. Okay? You have to get the card, you gotta put it on their file, and then even if you change it back to what it was, you have to give it to the pharmacist, and they have to redo the final step of, you know, verifying a medication. Because they have to look over all changes, even if they change it back. And needless to say, because I can't in good conscience make people pay for more than they have to, I get a lot of bad looks from that shithead pharmacist. And he is not fast at it compared to everybody else. That was longer. Guy sitting in the drive-thru. I saved him $5. Oh, you know what? That dude was super grateful. Because that's $5 he didn't have to spend. Like I tell people, I work in a pharmacy. I understand you pinch every penny sometimes. But yeah, I get a lot of dirty
Dude,
looks because of that.
And dude, you know, the worst part about my manager, I think, is he tries to act like our friend all
Oh, dude,
the
fuck
time.
that.
And to be fair, he's not terrible all the time, but he's not good either. And it gets to the point where it's like, I don't respect you because you're more two-faced than anything. Because you're gonna be passive aggressive. You're gonna be, you know, disrespectful to people if they mess up a little bit. And or if they don't do it his way. If they don't do it his way, which is technically the corporate way, but come on now. I find efficiency over rules. I'm gonna be honest. That's just how I view everything. That's just how I've been raised. I find efficiencies. And he hates it. He genuinely hates it. And it's just so annoying. And I also don't respect him either, because I know I've had my moments this past week where I was day drinking and getting a little buzzed while at work. But Buddy's rolling up to work stoned, and then proceeds to keep smoking throughout the day.
I fucking hate weed, dude. The amount of weed I smell on a daily basis working is staggering. And concerning because they drive.
Well, it's like, it's not like weed, it's the vapes. It's like that, or the pens.
Ah, the gay weed.
They don't smell bad. Hey, I like them. Like, I haven't done it in a while now, and I honestly don't intend to go back, because I want to quit smoking everything and drinking and everything. I want to just go straight edge, because I just feel better when I am. But, you know, I liked those, you know, they get you more high. That's essentially it. but he's just sucking on it instead of hitting nicotine while we go out and, you know, have our little smoke breaks in between cars. He's just huffing on weed. It's like, dude, I can get you arrested so easily, and I want to. I don't want to screw a man's life over something like that. But
I mean, it sounds
I've
like a
been tempted.
dickhead that's eventually just gonna screw himself over.
Do you want to know how many jobs this man has had? He's only 27, I think.
I'm
He's
almost
had
afraid to.
35 jobs since he was 17.
Jesus, he's fucking Jonesy from 16. He's got a new job in the mall every episode.
He literally could not hold another job, and everything he's told me, like, this is how self-obsessed he is. He's like, I'm just, you know, I'm a really smart guy. I'm just a really, really smart guy. I pick up on things really quick. And you know, I get really good at these things.
Sounds like
and
a
then it just doesn't go
crackhead.
my way. Like that's basically it. Like he just thinks he thinks he's him. He thinks
Remember,
he's the guy
guys,
that's just so good.
Intelligence and wisdom are two very different things.
I'm not even calling him smart. I'm just saying he's obsessive. But he's more. You know what? Going back to, you know, when I was talking about the work wife situation, he's just a narcissist at the end of the day. It is his way or the highway, and he must be right. And it can never be his fault.
Oh, dude, don't remember. I gotta work with a dude like that on Thursday. Fuck. He's an old Indian man. You know, that's gonna go
Oh,
well.
Christ. I need to check when I work tomorrow. I'm half tempted. Oh, no. I lost $50 today, and I burned a lot of money on drill weekends. I need to go to work. That's upsetting. I don't want to go to work.
I don't either.
And there's
dude.
been
I
a
wake
whole bunch
up in
of
the
crap in the
morning.
work group chat about him complaining this past weekend. And I just don't care anymore. I just don't. You can't ask me to. You cannot pay me to care at this point.
Oh.
Who am I
me
closing
at
with?
work,
Oh,
like-
God. Oh,
So
God.
it's like when the staff farms is like, oh, you guys gonna miss me? And like, dude, I want you to understand one thing. I like most of the people here. Little jab at him. But I hate this job. I'm here to work. I'm not here to be your friend. Which is honestly why I like my pharmacy manager. Because we could honestly be friends, but we both understand as like the two guys in the pharmacy. Like, we're here professionally. We're here to get shit done. And when we work together, we do. The only problem is, because I can get shit done, we never fucking work together. Someone's gotta get shit done during the day.
I'm just happy that I'm able to have a good closing on Wednesday, because Wednesday I'm going on vacation. Like, I'm literally getting off work, coming home, going to very quickly shower, and then I'm just going to get on the road for 2 hours and go on vacation.
Just
I can't
gonna
wait for
drive
that, dude.
aimlessly.
No. I have a house I'm going to.
Yeah, I was
going
gonna
down
say,
the
'cause
lake.
damn, just going to drive, that just sounds kind of nice.
Yeah, no, I'm going down to the lake for the week, because I haven't been on a vacation in God knows how long now. But I'm
You just-
excited for it. But it's just, dude, I have to work with this man, and it's so upsetting. It makes me.
That's like
Dude, it's why
Papa
I like
Hawk
the,
always
it's
said,
why I
dude.
like the military. I just love the military. I have guys I hate, but you know, I have a handful I just absolutely love.
It's like Papa Hawk always used to say, you know, that's why they call it a job.
Dude, see, and that's something that upsets me as well. That's how my parents view it when I talk to them and complain to them about my job. It's like, no, because I can enjoy my other job. The military, yes, it pisses me off. Yes, there's a lot of things I genuinely do not want to do ever. But I'll shut up. I'll get them done. And I'll
Yeah,
get them
no,
done
I
evidently
put
too
a
well because
nicer
I'm
spin on
now
it.
promoted to another position. But, you know, I enjoy that kind of work. I enjoy having people I enjoy working with. Even if I don't get along with a lot of the guys very well, there's a professional courtesy there to not get in each other's face.
People
Or
are
get in each
animals,
other's
dude.
way. We get in each other's face, but you know, it's like that. But then, you know, and then it's the civilian side. It's like I'm working with genuine, horrendous creatures.
Yep.
I mean,
Oh,
then again,
dude,
I'm
I
working a
had this
minimum
one
wage job.
dude. Dude's like 60 years old, and he was throwing a fucking tantrum the other day because he had to press a few buttons on a terminal. And from what I understand, he was also being an asshole to people up front because he had some packages he needed like delivered. He just set them on the counter and walked away. Like, dude. Okay, I guess we won't deliver them.
They're sitting here now, buddy boy.
Nice packages. What you got in here?
They're mine now.
Oh
Open it
shit,
up,
I
it's
must
a
have got a
pipe
little... Yeah. He just finally snapped. I knew they'd been stealing my packages.
Oh, but no, dude, it's just crazy because like I know I'm capable of finding, you know, or not finding. I already know what I want to do in my life, but like getting to the point where I can enjoy my work regularly. It's just right now, it just really is like it's a job. That's why it's called a job, and it's just so miserable because every civilian job I've had. This says more about me than anything else, but every civilian job I've had so far, I hate. I cannot stand them. Part of it's the people, and it's
yeah.
true that all
You
of them
work
are
with
also
people,
blue collar,
it's
and I just hate blue collar work. I hate everything about it because you're around angry, bitter, multi-divorced men in their 40s that look like they're 60. Or in the case of, you know, Valvoline, it's in the case of they're all idiots. They're all just idiots. Like the only two people I truly like at my civilian job are G and H. H is a young kid. He's 19. But he is so fun to be around. And he's a good dude. He's slow at work, and that's kind of some days. It's like he's a good dude. And G is just a homie. But like, and he says things that are so off the rails and worse than anything I've ever said. But when a customer comes in, or if we're having a like genuine conversation, he locks in immediately. He is able to put away the craziness. And he is a great guy for it. I love him for it. If I tell him to stop something, he will stop. And he'll be like, okay, my bad. You know, my bad. I'm sorry. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, it's like me, man. It's like, you know, I say some crazy stuff on this stream. But, you know, when I'm at work, and I was even like this in school, right? It's like, you know, I'm out playing in the recess, and like, man, you're so quiet in class. Like, yes, because I'm in class. It's time to sit down, shut up, and listen. It's just like that with my job. It's like, I'm not gonna say like half the stuff, maybe more of what I say on here. Because it's my job. I gotta get shit done. Mostly because I'm by myself. But
See, the big thing that gets me civilian side right now is, you know, I'm not respected by my management. One of them does. She respects me, but she also hits on me, and I'm not okay with that. But the other two, they don't respect me to the degree I feel I am owed. Like, at least as an adult, as an older adult who has held more harsh jobs than them. Like, I'm not an idiot when it comes to work, but they treat me like one, and I'm like, no. How about you shut up and let me do my work my way, instead of putting me in positions I despise, so I'm always going to be bitter. And it's just,
kind of
it's one
thought experiment for you, Vulcan.
Okay.
So you know how, like, you know, back in the old days, the company cared about their employees. You work somewhere, you work there for your whole life. Do you think that was true, or do you think people just believed it, and now just they've been pushing the
No, it
boundaries
is
more in
very
recent
true.
decades?
it is very true that that's how that used to be. Like, people would just work a job and they'd die at that job.
Oh yeah, no, like that aspect makes sense. But do you really think like the company cared? Do you think
Oh,
your
no, they
grandpa was
didn't.
respected in the fucking workplace all the time?
Maybe by their coworkers at most, not management.
I think about things
And
like that
that's
as
a
like,
genuine
was it
belief.
really that good back then? I mean, look at the crime rates. Like, oh yeah, we didn't
I
have to
mean,
lock our
like,
doors back then. Uh-huh.
but man, it's, this is like the duality of my two careers right now, right? Military side, I'm able to get into my deep conversations with people pretty regularly. We all joke around, have a good time, say some heinous things. But like when it's, late at night, we're tired, we're drinking in the field, we're having a good time, and we get into our deep conversations. I'm able to like actually open up to these people and be like, I'm into so and so, or I do all these different things. Like, I'm into arts, musics, like a lot of the fine arts and things that I can't talk about to a lot of other people, because a lot of other people, especially in my civilian side, they aren't into those things. They don't appreciate them the way I do, or nature,
Mhm.
or other things like that. But the military being so diverse, I'm able to find people I would have never met in any other possibility in life because of their civilian careers and where they live. But we're able to have these like wonderful conversations, like my work wife. We're able to have these wonderfully deep conversations on a whim. Or even another one of my buddies who I love him to death. He's a great man. He's my work husband. I'll put it that way.
Vulcan, this is starting to
But-
sound like a VR chat polycule fake family shit thing.
Nah, that's your mind. I view it as like I have my two best friends. My two
Yeah, no, I
absolute
get
best
you. It's
friends.
just the branding has been co-opted.
Yeah. But I can talk to those things with those people and it's great. But then civilian side, they don't appreciate anything I have to say. And yeah, part of that is, due to my wonderful crash out last week, because I definitely should not have been getting buzzed during and before work. That was just the only way I thought I could handle it at the time. I was being stupid. But it's like, in the same breath, it's like, I can't talk to you all about these things. You don't appreciate them. Half of you are too stupid to know what I'm talking about. And the other half just want to say what they want to say. They don't want to listen. They don't want to have an actual conversation. They just want to hear what I say and then talk about their own thing.
Dude, it's like Fight Club. People aren't listening. They're just waiting for their turn to speak.
That's all it is. And it's, oh my God, I love my unit and my friends in my unit because I'm able to, we all take turns speaking. We say what we're saying, the other's listening, and then they say what they're thinking on what was said, and it's a natural progression. It is a very proper way to talk to someone. But at work, everyone's speaking over each other all the time. They're always trying to interrupt and add their own thing, and it's just like, what?
That's what I hate about the
You
pharmacist.
can't even
Like,
respect someone.
I was trying to have a conversation with the dude, and he kept talking over me to the point where I just stopped talking and I walked away.
And like, and I get that because at work I try to talk over these people to get my point across too, and that it's just so draining, man. Like, I'm only at work. I'm a part-time employee. I'm not even there that often. If I did this full time, I probably would have killed myself. Genuinely, it's that upsetting. Oh man, it's this job is gonna be the death of me. Thank God for the move. Thank God. And I get one of my degrees in May, so I'm able to get a better job. Sorry, what'd you say?
I remember the days when all we had to worry about was threshing wheat and dying of smallpox.
Buddy, I ain't that old. I'm sorry, you're talking about yourself there.
Like, oh, what was that one? It wasn't Lovecraft. It was one of his, like, inspirations. I think it was Beers. It was, like, one of the first mentions of Haster. And this guy's like, I got a good life. I'm just shepherd. I'm here with my flock. That's about it. Praise Haster. And then, of course, as is the tale told as old as time, a woman shows up and he fucks it all up for himself. Like having flashbacks to past lives. I was working on like this one shot for my parents because Papa Hawk decided like, hey, I want to play some D&D this weekend. And I got a little existential with it. It's very more like primitive barbarian stuff. But then it also kind of gets in like the concept of reincarnation and society just breaking down and recycling itself. And one of the moves was basically he like staggers you by having all your past lives just all gain consciousness at once, and you live through all of them in an instant. Now the funny part is all that does is apply the shaken stat, which lowers your willpower by 1 dice. And I just think to myself about that, like, man, imagine, because that is the plot of Pillars of Eternity. It's like, you're a watcher. You can see souls in past lives, including your own. Oh dear God, you're gonna go insane. Because past lives aren't just like, you're basically the same person every time. And that disturbs me. Like, is I was like, man, you know, I'm a fucked up individual with so many problems. I must have been like a serial killer in my past life.
See, if we look to like our current issues that we're having today and attribute our current flaws, I should say, to our past lives, then, you know, that is an interesting concept. Because for me, I suppose I was just a very angry person with commitment issues.
Oh god, I just realized it got a little more existential than I thought, because this entire premise comes from this world building thing I'm trying to do. And one of the concepts was, alright, what happens when you die? So I just thought, reincarnation. And then when you get reincarnated, a bit of your soul slivers off, or like erodes or some shit. Okay, then I thought to myself, what happens after that? You get judged. Okay, so there can be good and bad souls. Because again, the premise is like very different souls, but eventually when you do get judged, what's going to be the verdict? Were you a good soul? And that just brought up, can souls inherently be good? Or is it all just by chance or some shit?
Well, and truth be told, I hate to quote Skyrim for it, but it goes back to, you know, the Parthenax quote. Is it better to be born good or become or overcome your evil nature through great effort?
Yeah, but even
I mean, not
then,
a direct quote, obviously, but...
Well, then that gets more dark fantasy, just because then you also have to be judged along with all your other past lives.
Well, I mean, that's... I wouldn't say it would come with judging all your past lives. I'd say each new iteration that takes a bit from the past is a wholly new life. It's a wholly new soul. Because it's another living being that shares some of the prior being's soul. However, with those gaps that erode, like you said, then that would be where a new soul would mesh and be created. Because those new experiences that would build upon it still have to happen. So it would just create a wholly unique being.
What if, because I've been reading up on the monks in Pillars of Eternity, and their whole thing is like, they're masochist monks, and they get key points for being in pain. What if it's like this, like all the little soul slivers then like come back, and they form like one being, and it's a form of like spiritual enlightenment, having walked all those lives, and then you're judged based upon what's made from it.
And that's a little too existential. It's a very long-term end game kind of existential.
Look, we're talking about death. And just to understand, guys, like, why did you pick reincarnation? This is getting weird. It was solely for the concept of the player is that soul, and all your characters are the same soul. You know?
Well, you know, I mean, with reincarnation though, especially with the soul idea, it's it's just such a fascinating concept to think of. Like literally, take our flaws, take our best attributes, throw them back to a past life. What would we have been?
Like one
Would
life
we
is
be the
like this,
same
like
person?
just this random blue collar guy, and then the next life's this crazy healer sage, and then it turns out like 3 cycles ago from the blue collar guy, you're actually a mass murderer. You all come together, it's like, oh my god, we had so much potential to be awful.
Well, I mean, even to an extent, you could look at like genetics as part of the soul. Because like think of like kind of like the classes of people, so to speak. You have the worker class, the intelligence, business-oriented class, and then you have the warrior caste or castes. That's what I was thinking, not class. It's like because each of those distinct castes, if you view it that way, has a defining attribute, right? Like the intellectual class may not be very strong, very tall, very fit, or they may be tall or whatever, but they're not like the most fit out of all of them, right? But they are extremely smart, gifted in arts, creativity, other things like that. Speaking as well. Then you go down to the more worker class, you know, they can be anything. Generally, they can either be short, tall, but they're very strong. They may be more simple-minded. The world needs its simple people. And then you have the warrior caste, and that generally is the best of both worlds most of the time. Most of the time, there's always exceptions to the rule, of course. But with that caste, you'd have extremely fit, strong people, with many of them having to be very intelligent, or at least have very sharp instincts to be able to handle it.
Yeah, it's like Conan the Barbarian, right? Everyone thinks because barbarian archetypes, like, oh, big dumb barbarian. Conan was actually very smart, and that's what a lot of people underestimate him about. You can't live that long fighting the things he has without being smart.
Well, and that's exactly it. And if you take that into, you know, how we are as a person, view genetics, view the soul, view your family, what caste would you fall into? Like, how far back would that have gone? Were you always in that kind? Were you predisposed from centuries ago to be who you are today because of who your great grandparents were? Or was it a decision that just was out of luck?
Being a streamer, it's all about luck.
I mean, I like to view it that way because, I mean, that also kind of reinforces where I'm at in life. You know, with going to med school and being military. It is a fascinating dichotomy to me.
Okay,
I could go on
I
about this
think
stuff for
about more
ages. I'm
fucked
getting
up
to the
as
point
it
where
is
I'm
because
exhausted.
I know getting more fucked up, but we can go JoJo levels. Congratulations, last life you were a dog. Congrats, last life you were a saber cat.
Well, I mean, and you can even think about that too. What attributes would you be taking from these animals into your current life? Because matter cannot be created or destroyed.
I mean, that's assuming it's not the soul, which is a bit more metaphysical.
Metaphysical, of course, but you know, there still has to be energy that goes somewhere.
Of course,
Maybe
you're
it's the
also like
electricity that runs our body.
you're also thinking like reincarnation is like connected by each person, but it's just like entirely random. or just like where you just happen to find yourself? You know, like one day, you know, you're Bob from accounting, and then you get isekai'd or some shit. And then, oh, there was some story like that where it was this
a kid.
boy in like Dubai
Yeah.
or something, and then he got in
Ah,
a
we're
car
thinking of a different one.
accident, and then the car accident, he got a head injury, and it jarred memory of his past life, where he was a dude from the 1960s, like an Italian gangster from the 1960s or something. No, he's a blue collar guy, and he made a deal with the devil, or like a demoness, and that caused him to go to hell. And he remembers getting his ass beaten in hell for like 40 years or some shit. And of course, you know, he fell in love with the demoness. But just the concept of like, you know, this, and it also is not linear, right? It's like you don't just die and then you go to the next body. It's straight up just like, there is a time where your soul was just not there, but now you're reincarnated into this boy from Dubai. Which I guess is kind of a good way if you want to go for that enlightenment angle, you know, walk 1,000 lives. It's the effect of epigenetic modifications from experience of your ancestors. That's a lot of words, Lex. A lot of fancy words.
I think at the end of the day, that just means similar to what I was talking about, which is look to the past. Oh no, man, it's a concept that I don't really like that much, because I have become extremely religious in the last couple years. Not extremely, I've just become moderately. But I do like the idea of science behind it.
Yeah, I can say I try to find reason in it. I was actually thinking about that with like atheists. Like, I fully understand, of course, like, you know, obviously you just don't do like blind faith stuff. Like, I'm sure there's reasons to certain things in the universe. You know, don't deny facts and knowledge and stuff like that. But at the same time, when you're on your deathbed, what are you gonna do if you don't believe in something?
Well, you know, here's my perspective on it, right? You know, I believe everything has to have happened for a reason. There's some rhyme or reason for the way life has gone. There's some purpose beyond it. Because for me, you know, to not get too deep in the weeds just yet, because my next statement will be really deep into the weeds. But like, for the people I've met, right? Like, you know, my female best friend in the military, all of the wonderful people I've met over the years just have disappeared from my life. But more precisely, the people I've met that I have able to had very deep, meaningful talks with, understand them, and get a change of perspective from them, even if we don't agree initially. You know, why were those people put in my life? Or why were past romantic relationships, like genuine romantic relationships, put in my life? What did I learn from them? What did I take away? How did I grow as a person, or how did it break me down as a person? And then even further beyond that, and this is more or less what solidifies my belief, I mean, Hawk, you know about my family situation. It's horrid. But why would I be thrust into such a horrible upbringing that is split between being, you know, a fall from grace? I grew up in a house that was dilapidated, horrid. It's just a hoarder's home with parents that they cared, but they suck. And then on the flip side, the rest of my family is rich and has the resources to help me pursue another path. So what is there to take away from the awfulness of half of my upbringing and the why was I given the tools to still succeed while living in hell? Is the more direct way to put it.
Mhm.
What is the reason there, if there even is one? And that's just kind of, my belief on it.
Yeah, people always do try to find meaning, and as they should. That reminds me of another like writing concept. Like Lex knows this. You probably know this, Spoken. I love the free will characters and things like that. So I was writing like a faith god or something. Or what's that one bit from Theater of the Unaligned? It's like, we are nothing but reflections in the eyes of elder gods. Your power holds no meaning. And then the barbarian just crashes into something. Woo! Free will! And so I was like trying to think, alright, what does it mean to actually, like, if I had to make a god of faith and like determine paths and what, how do I make this to where people actually want to worship it and they're not just a bunch of doomers? And the concept essentially was, this god went into the outer cosmos and saw the future, like the end, and he thought to himself, shit, this is bad. So he's kind of like, think kind of like the red thread kind of vibe of he's constantly moving like 1,000 red threads nanosecond because he wants a good future. But the problem with that is, because he loves mortals, he has to change certain bad things. So essentially he's playing like 365D chess. And like, well, why did this bad thing happen if the god of fate loves us? Well, because, okay, this woman's village was raided, but, her whole family was slaughtered in front of her. She manages to escape. Eventually, she finds a barbarian tribe, and she gets assimilated into it, and then they have a kid, 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 and then that kid ends up being like some turbo badass hero, And that never would have happened had that initial horrible thing happened. At least that's how I like to look at fate in a good light, because most gods of fate are assholes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, honestly. And like, I think...
Even when it's like a god of predetermined fate, it's like, yeah, free will, woo!
Well, and kind of mixing our 2 points, I think that's why I get along so well with the certain people I do, right? Like, mostly in my in-person life, I want to say. Because with, like, my military people, right? Everyone's got their story. Everyone's got their sufferings and here and that, but for the most part, everyone is extremely motivated for one thing or another. And that's why I love my female best friend there, because, she has had a rough time, to put it lightly. But she shares a similar, if not exceedingly stronger ambition than me. And I am an extremely ambitious person as is. But seeing it reflected in someone else is just so... Seeing it in someone that has had a rough time is such an interesting thing for me. It's like, okay, it's like, you didn't give up. Many people would. Yet you are still actively fighting. And I find it amazing. Not even just like interesting or fascinating. It's just an amazing thing to see. Especially in this day and age where everyone's, everyone's dopamine receptors are fried, for Christ's sake. We don't care, everyone's just a doomer or gooner. No one really seems to have that, mission for themselves. And it's just it's so cool to see.
I can't remember who it was I was watching, but they brought up an interesting idea. and this is probably gonna be antithesis of you, but it was like most people don't have an original thought in their head, right? It's like they go on their phone, they see a shit ton of ads, they see some content, and they form an idea based off that. Original thought comes from you just sitting there and just thinking or waiting, you know? You don't really see a lot of that nowadays.
No,
I get
and I
weird
agree.
looks sometimes.
I agree with that.
Like, I'll
Sorry
be
to speak
waiting
over you,
some.
My bad.
Oh no, you're fine. I'll be like just waiting somewhere, and I'll just be like staring forward, right? And I'm not on my phone. I might have a book with me if I know it's gonna be a while, and I can like safely bring it with me. And it's just like, and I get looks like, what the hell are you doing? What do you mean? I'm waiting. I'm not pulling out my phone, mostly because I'm afraid anyone's gonna see what's on my phone. But
See, and that's a good thing you bring up, because honestly, my greatest thoughts and the most motivational or deep or understand, like just my greatest thoughts I ever have are either when I'm just, driving with my music off. I'm just going somewhere. I'm able to turn off my brain and just pay attention to the road. But my mind is working in overdrive because it wants to fill in the gap. And then on the flip side, it's when I'm laying in bed in the evening before going to sleep. Like on the nights where I don't look at my phone before bed, like I just plug it in, charge it, make sure, or I just, I make sure my alarm is set and I just put my phone down. Those are the nights where I have just the deepest, most introspective thoughts, and it is so. I mean, it's rare. It's been rare these days, with all the drinking and smoking and whatnot. It's hard to keep my mind clear enough for that. But it's just such a nice thing. But you never see anyone doing it. Literally, like you said, everyone needs to be on their phone or they need to be doing something. They can't just sit and wait. They can't just think.
I mean, granted, why would you? It's like the concept that my teacher taught me is like, this was his analogy for like why he hates having phones on the desk. Like, all right, replace that phone with a chocolate cake. You really like chocolate cake. You really say you're not gonna eat it? Or like, just not think about it? I mean, we do crave stimulation, and unfortunately now we have stimulation constantly with us. At least an avenue to get it.
Well, and on that note too, I think part of the reason why today I've been so happy is I was hardly on my phone at all today. When I got home, I got on Instagram for the first time, and I was like, I wonder how many minutes I have on Instagram left today. I check it. I didn't even use one out of my allotted screen time, and YouTube was the same way. I just wasn't touching anything with my social media. I was just present all day.
Yeah, I have actively been noticing recently because it's one of those things, right? It's like when you start realizing that you do it, then you kind of like try to stop yourself of doom scrolling, or just keep going, seeing what you can find. So I just like find like a handful of people and just watch long form content because it's just something to have.
And for me, it's a lot harder to fight the doom scrolling because that's all I really have to do most of the time. But if I can maintain what I'm doing today, if I can just maintain that for a couple days, I genuinely think I'd be much better off. Because like I'm planning to go on my vacation on Wednesday, and I have a piano there, I have painting equipment there, I have a fishing rod, I have everything. I literally have everything I could need to just disappear for the week. I'll watch a little bit of TV here and there. I mean, I like TV. I always will like TV. But like, I'm just going to bring my laptop with me. I'm not going to bring my gaming computer. I might bring my Steam Deck just in case. Because I don't like handheld consoles that much. But in a pinch, I like them. If that makes sense.
They're there for novelty.
Exactly. But it's like, I can set myself up for true peace this upcoming week. Because I won't be drinking. either be smoking very sparingly or not at all. And I am excited for it because I like that silence. That's how I grew up, man. I had video games, sure, but I didn't have a phone or internet for the longest time. So it's just nice. It gives me time to think and actually work through things and find the motivations as to why I do the things I do
Mhm.
or why I make the mistakes I make.
Lord knows I think about that a lot.
But how often are you able to actually make a difference with them? That's where it all kind of comes into play. Like my biggest one was this is really the only one I truly acted on for a very long time, but there was one day, I want to say it was New Year's, the year after I got dumped, and this is the only one that like caused like a life shift in me. But I just got mad, so I turned off everything like on my drive home from vacation with my family for New Year's, because my family upset me, the whole situation upset me, everything was upsetting me, and I hated
Was
that
it
I was
one
on
of
my
those
computer the
things where
entire
like
weekend.
everything about your life was going to remind you of it, especially people?
Kind of. It wasn't necessarily the dump itself, but it was more or less I had failed myself is what it boiled down to. It was I let myself get fat. I let myself lose motivation. I let myself become a chronic alcohol and pot addict. So I just, just thinking in my car, I had my music off for the whole 2 hours, stewing on that. And whenever I got home, I literally decided, you know what, I'm just going to get a gym membership. I got enough money. I'm getting enough money to kind of survive. So I just got a gym membership, started going, and that's the best thing I've ever done. Because now I'm skinny. I'm fit. Do I still have some issues? Of course. I'll always have issues. We're human. But it is easily the greatest thing I could have done was just turn off the music, think, and realize something that would make a genuine difference for me.
You guys think the monks have the right idea about meditation? Because it's just sit there and breathe and like don't even think about it.
Kind of.
I also have an existential one I thought of in the car today. Since you brought up like turn the music off. You guys like Blue Oyster Cult?
Oh,
they
yeah.
have a song called Soul Survivor, and it is about
you've told me about this.
I probably told you about Veteran of the Psychic War, which is exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But Soul Survivor is the song about the last human in the universe. And I just thought to myself, like, obviously they have like a bit of like a psychedelic, cosmic vibe to it, where you can like explore the universe, but like, if you're like the last human being in all of existence, no chance of there being any other, and you could explore the cosmos, would you even bother? Like, let's just say like
Well,
all of humanity is wiped out, planet Earth is destroyed, no culture left.
I mean, honestly, you're still alive. I see no reason not to.
Yeah. I mean, it's just more of coming to
for the very
face with
betterment
the
of humanity, you should try.
permanence.
Not betterment of humanity, but to make a mark for humanity. You should at least try.
Yeah. Even then, like, you could be drifting in the cosmos for the rest of your life, because you're not like immortal or anything in this situation. You just drift around the cosmos, and in the end, there's just the chance of like, well, there was nothing out here.
But there is also the chance of something great. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
True. Even
that's
then, imagine
honestly
like you
how I
do
view
find
all.
aliens, right? It's like that one episode of Twilight Zone where the grown man has to go back to kindergarten to learn how to speak.
But unfortunately,
Okay.
on that note, I need to go take a piss. I need to sit up.
Okay. I guess on the brighter side of that too
Be back on in a second.
is like, oh, go ahead. It's just like you're finally alone. Like you don't have to deal with like the woes of human like constructs, and you just drift in the beautiful cosmos. There's that upside, I guess. That's why my dad loves Starfield. Just because what he just loves to do is just go into space and then just fly around. And I kind of get it after last night because I was dead tired. I had a shitty day at work and I could have been productive, but I just said fuck it. And I just went around in Skyrim. I went around Skyrim and I just thought to myself. I wasn't really like focused on any quest or anything. I was just in a familiar place, in a relaxing place, except for that fucking flame astronaut that like two-shot me. And that fucking vampire and that like mod that literally one-shot me from max health. But just the concept of just... It's basically like the concept of finding solace in the woods. You know, like what real men do. They just cry in the woods. That's the only time they ever cry. Like, oh, it's toxic masculinity. Men can cry. Yes, they can. But there's something about doing it alone where the world's away from you. Majestic thing. I remember I used to watch these guys, and one of them brought up like, when I was when I was younger and I was going through a lot, I would just go in the woods and I would just think and cry if I needed to. And then obviously he became a dad, and his son had this hamster. He loved this hamster to death. It was his best friend, and it passed away because it's a hamster. They have a life expectancy of like 2 weeks. That kid was lucky. And his son just went out in the woods and he's like, you know what? I was kind of proud of him, and I just let him do his thing, and he just came back. He was gonna be okay. Which, by the way, Lex, fuck you. I see your chat messages. How to sell it on Hawk. Find an alien wife who to spend your life with. I mean, that's nice. Dude, I saw this one comic and it made me really sad. If you guys like watch Lost Pause, I think it's like one of his most recent videos, like the thumbnail of... It's a POV shot with this like girl, and she's like handing you a Pokemon card. And then fast forward a few years and she's like handing you something from her lunch tray. And then fast forward a few years and she hands you a piece of gum. And then the joke is like, and then the final panel is she hands you a condom. And it's like girls giving you like their most precious thing or something. And I just think like, dude, that's fucking beautiful, and it makes me sad. You grew up with that person and you ended up falling in love with them. Also, Happy May's ideal way to die. True. It's like Passport Bros, but way more extreme. You're just entirely disgusted with women. Yeah, I saw this one clip. And this woman, apparently her husband divorced her. And she was lamenting that she fucked up. And she said, and I shit you not, he woke her up with massages. And apparently that wasn't enough for her. The first thought I had was, this has to be rage bait. because that is a fucking wild mentality. And I guess too is like there probably are people like that, and that does kind of make me sad. That's a beautiful thing. And you're soiled that we can't have nice things because we don't let ourselves have nice things. We as the collective of humanity. We see a lot of that nowadays, it feels like. On both sides. It makes me sad. Also watching this other thing of like, the concept of, you know, this the snapback of like, oh, so you just want women just to raise children? And you brought this point up, it's like, what do you mean just? There's no just about it. You're raising a child to be a well-adjusted human being. Welcome back. You're educating them. You're teaching them the skills to grow up and be successful and a well-adjusted person. Like, that is like the peak goal. Alright, Vulcan, we're talking about raising kids.
How appropriate considering many of the conversations I've had this weekend.
One of the hardest jobs of the planet. One of the most fulfilling, yeah.
And oddly enough, that's how my work friend, or my best friend at work, that's how she describes it. Even in her current situation, Hawk.
And I mean,
She
it
just
was like
loves her daughter, regardless of the outcome.
I mean, it's like I tell Jackie, right? It's like, because, you know, eventually in the job, we'll just have like this kid screaming their fucking head off, right? Or like you're wailing in the car at the drive-thru. And, you know, again, she was like sitting right next to me, and it's like, man, that kid's getting annoying. Like, I hate kids. Like, how you hate other people's kids? Your kid, though, in your mind is gonna be awesome. And that's a good thing. Now, granted, you don't exactly need to pass an IQ test to have kids, but...
I mean, and that's just, you know, that'd be my life goal. I want to have at least two, one of each gender. If I don't, it is what it is. But I'd
It'd be
still like
nice.
at least one kid. I'd love to raise and teach someone to do better. That's all we can ask.
Now you got me thinking about Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Which, by the way, fuck that game, and two, it makes me sad. For those that don't know, spoiler alert, it's this was actually a psychological representation of Cheryl, or whatever her name is, Heather. And just basically, your dad was some flavor of pathetic. He was a womanizer, he was an alcoholic, and he had no spine. It was one of those, and judging by how you acted as the dad in the game, is what the ending would be, and it makes me sad. But also, fuck it, because it takes out the mystique of Silent Hill. And it was also on the Wii. It was a Wii exclusive. Yeah, that'd be nice having a kid or two. Remember, guys, if you fail to have a kid, you end your family streak.
Well, see, and that's something I think about too, is, you know, I used to think about genetics more than anything with my future children, because I want them to be healthy. And, you know, that's a wonderful byproduct. But truthfully, for the partner for said kid, I want them to, you know, have ambition. I want them to want to be better and to want to achieve better and greater things. You know, would a dynamic of like a trad wife relationship or traditional relationship be okay? Yeah, but at the same time, I like the I actually adore the idea of having two partners that both work, both have some ambition, and are
I mean, that's just
capable
basically
of
my parents.
raising a nice. It's just capable of raising a good child. Because if you have two people that are ambitious and are keeping healthy and doing their best, then it's, you know, it's all worth it. Because none of you are really giving up on yourselves or your child. You have your own goals to work forwards, and then you have to work towards those goals to also better the outcome of your child and to work towards making your child a well-rounded adult.
Lord, no, that's a thing that's not existing today.
And and that's true. And I will absolutely give my parents credit. As terrible of people as they are, they did a damn good job giving me my motivations to go on and to want to be a better person. Because I don't want to end up like that. I've seen it. I've seen every aspect of it. It's like, no. We ain't doing that.
Oh my goodness, excuse me. Alright, other subjects. This kind of remind me. Vulcan, did you hear about the massive, like, Chinese wipe spies?
That's old news, man. But yeah, I've heard about it.
Makes me really sad to think about it. That their entire,
manipulation.
like, yeah. Just the notion
that's
of,
something-
like, you just stealing secrets from a fucking tech bro. And there's just no love there whatsoever, except for Winnie the Pooh.
See, and even, I mean, honestly, getting even deeper into that, that's why I despise lying. And in a relationship, having a proper, fully truthful relationship where you can tell each other everything and anything, that would be amazing. And that's coming from me. I lied a lot in past relationships. A ridiculous amount. Honesty for me, to a lot of people who I don't necessarily respect, is hard. But like for my two best friends in the army, specifically, the female one, everything's a truth. It has to be, because that's how we get along. We just get into these super deep conversations about little menial things, and you can't really lie about your thoughts on that. That lets you, it's the window to someone's soul, talking to someone about those, getting their thoughts. And it's a beautiful thing in any kind of romantic or platonic relationship. And bypassing all that in a romantic relationship and just lying to each other, that's just obscene. Because there's nothing there. It's quite literally all a lie.
I thought about another thing today, if you want to go more biblical with that concept, to some degree, is, you guys know Adam and Eve, the whole story, right? And how people kind of blast have like, oh, God punished Eve for being independent and all that, or like, saying women are evil. Honestly, I think it's quite the opposite. I think it's saying that men are stupid. Right? Because you see that like story time and time again, even today. If you want to go look at iDubbbz, right? Is like, man gets tempted by his passions, specifically personified in the form of Eve or a woman. Like, man, we fuck up constantly. We should probably keep check on that. Oh, you have a different perspective. Do tell, Lex. And then you know how it goes. Then there's Lilith, who's off in the wasteland. She finds Cain. She's a bitch, and Cain eventually kills her too. She curses him. Next thing you know, vampires. It's a lot of like tragic heroes too. Just the fall of your passions. Be fruitful and multiply, and don't eat the fruit. Or prioritize? May prioritize their children. I mean, isn't that the fall thing of like the concept of it? Because they were in paradise, right? And then they said, all right, you guys can't have paradise anymore. Obviously, for the women, that can be like the temptation or the whispers of others, you know, a la the snake. Both are at fault, because like Adam Strip did not have to eat the apple. He could have said no. That too, the synonym also hiding is fucked up. That could be like the spiral. Because if we learn anything about society nowadays, there is definitely a spiral. In terms of depravity.
I mean, it's like, you know, if you give into your... I mean, honestly, it's like, you know, masturbation's a good example. If you keep giving into it, it becomes an addiction whether you want to believe it or not.
Yeah, next
And
thing you
if you
know,
keep-
simple things just don't do it for you anymore, and you get more fucked up with it.
And eventually you have to just quit everything cold turkey and try to reset, because human nature will eventually override, and, you know, we'll be back to our normal selves after quite a long time. In more extreme cases, I should say.
You know, we've made jokes about it, like, oh, how can you be a Slanesh cultist? Slanesh, out of all of them, legitimately scares me the most. Because it's like,
Hedonism.
oh, violence and bloodshed, right? Like, that's the guy that he caves your skull in, okay, whatever. Nurgle, you just kind of rot away. I'm simplifying these too much. Zinch is just unpredictable madness. But Slanesh, like, you go into their, like, 7 layers of hell or whatever, every single one of those causes you to fall by your own hands. I mean, you could say the same for the other guys to some degree, but more that's sort of physical.
I mean, even then, like with Slanesh, there was a good story about a Grey Knight made it all the way to the final one, and then finally fell to temptation. I can't remember what it was, but he made it all the way through. And then fell at the last one.
Someone
At least I
had,
think
like...
so. It was one of the final levels. I don't know if it was the final or the one of the final. But he got close. And he was the only one to ever get that close.
Yeah, but they never made it.
And, you know, we all do fall to temptation, of course, at some point or another. But I do personally believe mindfulness is a wonderful way. Mindfulness and introspection are great ways to mitigate it. Because, like, I mean, look, man, the last 2-3 years, like, ever since, you know, I moved back from Ohio, I was able to... I spent a lot of time isolated. Like, the first 2 years, straight up, just straight isolated. Only talking to you and some handful of guys on Discord. And my military people, of course, but not to an extent. You know, I spent all that time thinking and trying to figure things out and obsessing over things. And truth be told, I'd say it helped a lot in the long run. Because I'm so aware, I'm hyper aware of things I do. Like my cursing. I am so proud of myself that I've been able to mitigate it. Especially when I'm not sober, it becomes an issue, but when I'm sober, I've caught it. And I'm so happy about that. I'd rather be able to articulate my thoughts better instead of, you know, insert slur or curse word 5 times into a 3-word, 10-word statement. Like it doesn't do anything. It's like the whole, you know, you don't gotta smoke to be cool, or you don't gotta drink to be cool. You don't gotta curse to be cool either. And a lot of people don't understand that. I didn't for the longest time.
Vulcan, I know me and Lex have talked about this several times now. Have you ever seen the comic by Based Binky, The Fundamentals?
No, I don't read comics.
If it was like a YouTube short or something, but basically the premise of The Fundamentals is 15 gods, you got authority as the big honcho god, and then you have the 7 virtues and sins, and then they kind of like reverse them in a way, like... What's a good one? Like, kindness is death, and then lust is just passion for life. Chastity was an interesting one, because, you know, you think chastity, you think chaste, like, right? It's like, it's the opposite of lust. So, you know, it's just waiting till marriage, sexual purity, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Based Binky's representation was actually really cool, and I applaud them for it. is more the purity example or expression. And Chastity was a knight, and his whole thing was like fortification and shit, which I thought, damn, that's kind of deep when you think about it.
It's like the strengthening of your own values.
The walled fortress that protects the thing around it.
It makes sense. It really does. If you think about it like that, it really does make sense. It's not just protecting entirely from the outside world and all that crap, or, you know, repercussions, whatever. For me, it means more of, you know, strengthening your own values, your own mind, your own heart. Not closing it off to the world. Not isolating, not denying, but knowing when and where to let the walls down, or to open the gate, so to speak.
That was unfortunately the downside of Chastity, was the walls never come down. It was also more of like a vigilance thing too, about protecting people.
That's fair.
They're really interesting in terms of the philosophy, because again, you think like the 7 virtues are like the good guys entirely. Humility is death, because in death, nothing you did mattered. Like death and darkness. Like, oh, the mighty king begged me to turn the lights back on. You conquered all these lands, and yet here you are whimpering like a babe. I really like them. They're really well written, which is wild then, because then 2 champions of these, like the champion of gluttony and temperance, get together and fight these knights that are dressed up like a fucking tomato and a carrot. And yet somehow they're actually badass. This question was, say someone had like an addiction or past relationship or struggle with something in general, but had gotten over it. Do you have to tell them about it? My thoughts were these. Think about whether you had to is the wrong perspective. Telling them is a benefit to you because now they can support you, and you can feel good about the fact that they support and care for you despite those things. You don't tell them, you never get the closure, says Lex.
Yeah, I'm reading the chat as well. I have to agree with that, honestly, because like one thing in a past relationship that deeply upset me was that my ex didn't tell me that she smoked. She didn't tell me she had an issue with it. And truth be told, at the time, would I have realistically had an issue with it? Of course, but I feel now, if say I'm with someone and they don't want to tell me that they smoke, and they hide it, or they don't even want to, you know, admit that, you know, they might have an issue with it, that's just upsetting. I'd rather be able to support them and try to help them quit, or try to help them achieve whatever they're wanting to achieve. It's the lie more than anything that I feel is the detriment to the person.
I'm making it obviously
Maybe
you
not
want to know.
lie, but hiding the truth.
You want to know about your partner, because there are obviously some things people have preferences for, right? Like things they just don't like or don't want to handle. Well, obviously, like addictions, a bit more of an interesting one, right? But it's like the concept of like you meet this girl online, right? And it turns out she's got a kid or something.
Yeah, I mean it's literally stuff like that.
I've been thinking about that concept too, because you know I'm prowling around, and I'm getting up there in age. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have my Great Gatsby crisis soon. And I was thinking about that. Like, yeah, I mean, there's people bitching like, "Oh, why is he married to have a kid?" Well, some people don't want to have to deal with something like that, and it sucks, you know, that they skipped over you, but that is their prerogative. And also, if you smoke, I don't want you smoking in my car, because that drops the value, and it's hard to get out.
Especially long-term smoking.
Mhm. Oh, dude, the amount of like old biddies I have to deal with that reek of cigarette smoke. Ugh. And it's never the guys. It's always just the old women.
Well, a lot of people also don't take care of themselves. We'll see to that point. Smoking is
True.
all they feel they need. Or drinking, or a mixing of both, or whatever vices get them through today. Truth be told, that's how I felt for a very long time. That's why I, drink so much. And today, oh my god, it was bad. I got stressed out. I was mad a lot of times, and I caught myself vaping a lot today.
Remember,
It was unfortunate.
remember, ladies, smoking is in fact not empowering. The only reason it was ever portrayed as that in the 1920s was because cigarette companies wanted to market towards women. So they made up this bullshit thing saying, oh, she's dangerous, she's bad, she's independent. In reality, you were just a slave to their marketing. It's okay, the men were too. How does that make you feel? Feel strong? Or you feel a little like us? Okay, being tiny, Jerry was the shit. We are the Jerrys. You know, I can't say that. I'm making a Tom and Jerry reference, but most people probably think of Jerry from Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's what I thought initially too. I was like, no, that's kind of stupid. You're saying
Oh yeah, no,
girl sheep.
Jerry's pathetic. Like the cons. Yeah, okay, so brain blast here. I know the entire concept of like H.P. Lovecraft is like, you know, we look at Cthulhu and our brains can't handle it. You think all those guys are just bitches? Because this was like the same thing in Conan. Yeah, especially in like the one I read on stream, Zuthal of the Dusk. Yeah, it kind of, there was like this primal fear in Conan of this primordial being, but he still fought like a cornered rat and he killed it. But also, Conan loves life. He's very content just being who he is. You know, every goblet of wine and beautiful woman is a treasure in the moment. And so, like, that mentality, that barbarian mentality of him being okay with who he is versus every single scholar in a Lovecraft story, where it's like, a good example is, you guys ever see True Detective? And you wouldn't think of it by the title, but there's the fucking Cult of Hastur in it. And there's two cops. The cop has everything, like he's got a kid now, his life is good. And the other cop, his family's dead, his wife left him, he's got fucking nothing. The guy that had nothing was the guy that could handle the Eldritch Madness. Because he had nothing to lose. And he just didn't care anymore. I mean, obviously this is my human brain trying to perceive the concept, but at the same time, that's like answering the question with a non-answer, you know? Or like saying it's systemic, even though you have free will as a human being. Let's also not forget this. Oh, I guess here's one if you want to get more cultured with it. Guys, what's your favorite Lovecraft story? Mine's a statement of Randolph Carter because it's legitimately scary. Or the silly one about the cats. Oh, what was... I watched this one guy's, his name is Liminal Spaces. He does like a lot of like weird fiction. And he actually dug up like the stories and like did reviews on them of like the things that inspired Lovecraft. Great God Pan was one of them.
sunburnt. My whole face is burnt and hurts.
What?
From working this week, I was out in the sun a lot, and I didn't wear
Oh.
sunscreen.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sunburnt bad, but it's itchy. Itchy and slightly hot, and it upsets me. It's just
I want
annoying
you-
because it's like around my eyes too.
I want you to understand
Sorry.
as you're saying this, the clip that's playing on the reel is when Roggy called me a snowback in Skyrim. This is as I was fist fighting an orc. He said, "Drive that snow back into the ground." You know, my companion said that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking, like, yeah, we get sunburned, but we can survive out there in like negative 20-degree storms. Our staff pharmacist said that one day, because I always have the window open because it's faster and more efficient. It'll be like freezing, and it's like, man, you got those white boy jeans, because I'm just there in like basically just my scrubs in a t-shirt, and I'm just facing the winds. I guess here's like a personality one for you. If, Vulcan, you were a race in Elder Scrolls, I mean, this one's probably easy for you, but not what you want to be, but what you would be, from like a cultural standpoint. What race do you think you'd be? Yeah, I remember the Imperials.
Brushing my teeth.
Right on. I like the concept of the Imperials. I could be a Breton. Definitely wouldn't be an elf. Oh, maybe dark elf if I'm fucked up enough in the moment. No, in that case, I probably have to lean more towards Breton then, because that's elf in aspects, but not elf. Fun fact, those guys were supposed to be druids in the original games. I don't know how many fairies out there are just saying, yeah, but cheat. Ah, I see. You chose the drug-addicted thieves. And you can't say that's profiling. Literally, every Khajiit you meet in Skyrim is in fact part of the Thieves Guild and sells moon sugar. Or they're just straight just cats. I'm talking like anthropomorphic, just cats, depending on when you were born. Also kind of stupid when you think about it. Clearly the Thalmor made the moons disappear. Like, oh look, we brought the moons back! Worship us, you dirty fur lickers! And they did. Like, what the fuck? Hi, Kazuki.
Alright. I think, to answer your question, this will be the last one I answer before I go to bed, is I would see myself more as an Imperial.
You do Imperials are sick.
Well,
Love
and if you
Imperials.
think about it objectively, their culture is very diverse, mostly based around commerce in the later stages of the Empire. Commerce, war, and knowledge. That is essentially the three prime motivations I have. Because, I mean, look at my career options. Knowledge and warfare. And both lead to an exceptional potential for wealth.
Broken,
And my motivations fall
originally
in line with them.
the Imperials were going to be kind of like Chinese. Or like Asian.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. Some of the aesthetic is still there from in Oblivion.
It was supposed to be like rice paddy farms and shit. But then they retconned it because Todd wanted Lord of the Rings.
But, yeah, no, I think objectively I'd fall more into that category.
I miss the
younger
Imperials
viewers
being the
ignored-
charisma race. And then again, charisma used to mean shit. in those
No,
games.
it really doesn't. But they still do get.
I mean, you have
Still- they still
speechcraft,
do
but
this.
it was
Yeah.
was it in Oblivion? No, in Morrowind you could like just like have different tones of voice with people and they would react differently. And then in Oblivion it just kind of became like an okay mini game, better prices. I guess technically Illusion. And then there's just speechcraft. I can't remember because I've played with mods so long now. Did the speechcraft tree even have like shout abilities? Things that augmented your shouts?
I think there's maybe one or two. I remember that they were higher level spell or skills. I just don't remember exactly what they were. But because I also use Fancy and Magic and stuff, so it just rebuilt every skill tree.
Yeah, Ordinator. Dude, Ordinator's so nice.
Or Ordinator and Vancian.
It's really hard to play a hybrid in that because it's like, alright, you're gonna get 4 skills. And then maybe like a sprinkle of like the crafting skills. Because there's just so many perks, dude.
But I think I'm gonna go to bed. I brushed all the nicotine out of my body, so I am ready to finally have a good night's rest.
Alright, man, get some rest, dude. Sleep well for all
I
of
will
us.
catch you all later. For the both of us, we'll all need it. But have a good night, dude. And Godspeed. I'll catch you later.
Yep,
Peace.
take care, dude. Peace. Well, chat. We've been going for 2.5 hours. 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 5 seconds. You want to know something wild I saw before streaming tonight? I saw somebody streaming Katoa Sojo on Twitch. They had it as games and demos. How? I thought that was banned. But that'd be wild. That means Twitch lost an entire stream for Valentine's Day. You guys didn't even get to see me watch Hundreds of Parenting. But if you don't say you're doing it. Alrighty. Well, do we play some Digimon, guys? Or do we just like do something for like 30 minutes? Let me see what I actually have installed right now. Hey guys, you remember when we played The Longing at the start of streams? It's been a hot minute, but yeah, we can play some Digimon for a little bit. Fuck it. I haven't streamed in like a week, unfortunately. This life has been kicking me in the balls. How the boy doing? I don't know. I haven't turned it on in like a month. Alright, we're finally gonna play the Digimans. I guess while we're still on the topic of things like, what would like your option realistically be? I know I said this in the Discord. Oh yeah, by the way, I got the DLC. But, like, what do you guys think like your like Digimon partner would be? You don't get to pick. It's just based upon what you think realistically would be. Mine, I told this in Discord. I think mine would be Hawkmon. I like, oh, it's because your name. No, actually. When I was a kid, I had a, oh, which one was he? Houseamon. I had a Houseamon toy. And I remember one time, I was really upset because, like, I had to go to the babysitter. My dad had to drop me off for some reason. He had to go do something, and mom was at work. And I remember clutching that thing, and it gave me this weird, like, comfort. And so there's that. And then when I was a bit older, you know, I was still a kid, and I'd like play pretend. I made my own like Digimon, and it was also a bird. So there's some sentimental value to it. And I feel like Hawkmon would keep me in shape. You know, he wouldn't let me dick around. I just tried to sprint like in Skyrim. Wow. Where am I going? Carry me, rock slide. And probably evolution-wise... Actually, what does he turn into? Give me 1 second. I can't remember the name of... Where are you? Where's the boy? There you are. Can't remember the name of what he actually like turns into. That's House. Ain't no way I don't have Houseamon. What? Aquilamon. Aquilamon. Probably into Gerudomon because Gerudomon is sick. And then I think whatever 4-piece was in the Hacker's Memory playthrough, like Varudoromon? Or there was some other bird. Let me actually see if I can find it. Posted in Discord like way long ago. Search. Gerudomon. Vorudoromon. Oh yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, I just said Vorudoromon because that was 4-piece in the Hacker's Memory playthrough. A spiritual successor. I'm a sentimental guy, can you tell? Now, so the problem with gacha lore, Kazuki, unfortunately, is eventually it's gonna get too bloated. Because I have to keep making more characters. But you guys are here now. What's up, Ophi? Like card games, eventually it's just gonna get bullshit because I have to keep pumping out stuff. Gacha games, card games, tabletop games. You're most welcome, but it is not just for your benefit alone. We have done what we can for this world. Take that for what you will. What does it mean to be a friend? It's something irreplaceable. I am not challenging all you to your shitty card game. No, it's you. I've been waiting for you. Yeah, what do I have to do here? Your cover strength. Waiting for you. All the Royal Knights have gathered. We're all preparing for the coming battle. The place seems perfect for intense activity. What do you mean by... Am I gonna have to gauntlet rush you guys? I know, right? It'd be great if you could come take them on. Everyone wants to fight you. The order is up to you. Oh my god. Is there seriously still more Royal Knights? I did all your quests. I already fought you all. Why do I have to fight you again? Where was I going with this? Extra attacks. XP. Why not? No friendship. Friendship is my weakest personality trait. You are all business associates. as we discussed previously during the stream. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. You're gonna have a bad time. Hey there, working hard. Let's fight. Alright, I've been waiting for... I've been wanting to move. I'm gonna spank your ass again. I love Lulu. The poison damage is so good. Weak to water and ice. See if we have anything against, like... Okay, well, we got that. Lunatic Gate. Oh. Well then. That hurt for an AoE move. You're already status, dude. That poison's not cool. Buddy, that poison ain't going away, unfortunately. I should probably use a healing item, huh? Oh my god, dude, the poison. So sexy. Just a little top off. Oh, buddy. You know, for a while I thought, like, oh, did Lilithmon, like, fall off? Because now her move isn't, like, some crazy damage single target ability. No. No, she's just a dot DPS. She's a dot damage dealer. Dude, it's somebody else. She don't really do that. Very nice. Honestly, I feel like I should just change Aegiomon to just straight heals. Because in this mode, he's got enough defense, and he's just kind of here to also just be a railgun. By just, like, debuffing light resistance down. Actually, hate charge. Protect your teammates. That what you got, Mittens? You look like you have one good turn left in you. Of course. I mean, it doesn't matter, you're dead. The fact they're still asking this is crazy. Even when he's dead, he's still standing tall. You're pretty strong. Thanks to you, I'm now all warmed up. That was fun. I'm gonna go ahead and call Shenanigan. Wait, what? Oh shit! I forgot! Speed Freak! Speed Freak, yeah. Oh my god, he looks like a... Oh, having your face! You get stung by a bee almost. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda like the blue armor better. I mean, this is cool, but like... Oh, hold on, we got our like 7 Omnimons. Okay, this one's spikier. I kind of like it. He's more glowy. Covers the user's health by 20%. Just straight, just 20%. Oh, poor Calamaramon, or whatever your name is. Oh boy, we have more Omnimon, guys. Are they just supposed to be like sharper looking? More jagged edges? Wait, what? Oh, Lex, you're digivolving again. Is this what I think it is? Yep. Congratulations, Lex, your Armageddon, or whatever it's called. Ultimate Flare! Perform dark physical attack at power 40 times 3 hits. The lower the user's HP, the lower the damage. Increase damage to targets with the unknown trait. You can write them. Black Rain, all targets. Perform dark physical attack at power 80. That's pretty good for an AoE. 100% chance of reduction to dark resistance. Increase damage to targets with the mystical trait. You know, the mythical trait. Weak to fire, steel, and doubly weak to null. I mean, it's not a virus type. This is actually really good for virus. Because most viruses are dark because they're types. I guess. Yeah, I legitimately like Sarasmon. She's cool. Her human design and the big old bird. I don't have any other raw knights, do I? Oh wait, no, I got you. You don't have one. I guess because that'd be like your 7th evolution then, so that's fair. What's the difference? Oh, then he just looks cool. I like Speed Freak like this. He's nice. He's distinct. He's blue. Alright, let's see. What were you again? You were also a data type. Means you're gonna get spanked by Lulu. Let's fight. Bring it, punk ass. You missed the second hit. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Rip Aegiomon. Okay, can I have a turn? Asshole. Sure, why not? Be the heel bitch. Give him the move. I don't know why I almost called it Black Rain. Of course, he's immune. How do we not know what you're weak to? What? You weak to lightning? No, you're infect resistant. Geist. Oh no, the physical attacks, guys! Oh no! Whatever will we do? Stand there and look pretty, I guess. Hell yeah. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Bro, that was half damage. What the fuck? Alright, you son of a bitch. Guess I'll just have to lock in. Now you focus on deeps. Okay. Okay, you're weak to ice. Remove his buffs! I also should have, did the thing. Whatever. Oh my god, that actually worked. Oh wow, that actually worked. Okay. Oh, boy weak to ice? I know buff, so just Izuna for right now. Heal Lulu. Oh god, he's gonna focus on him now. The turn order is bullshit. Get a pain recovery. Okay, we just gotta be careful he doesn't dick us. And we just have Best Boy and Lulu just pump the deeps. And then just have you keep him from having his stat buffs. What was the strategy in Final Fantasy 13? It was Ravager, Ravager, Saboteur. That's basically what we got here. Oh! Oh, dude, come on. Chill. Bro, chill. Lulu! That was a lot of judgments of the blade. Some HP. Use the round to heal up. Lose more partners. Boom! Ow. Suck it! Damn you! Did you use your 4 turns in a row now? Come on. Chill. Oh, that's... No! Shit. Change of plans. Shit. Are you kidding? Fine. Gonna use the caps on the people that are on the field. Shit, QB's gonna go down if I don't. Agiamon actually has value this fight. Interesting. Bro, are you fucking serious? What? I'm gonna lose this. This is not good. Ice and null. Damn it, when is it gonna be Ophi's turn? I should have brought Agiamon. Okay, why is it AoE and sometimes it's not? Yes, boy, you still invulnerable? We're gonna find out. Oh! He's what, guys? Sting. Use an item on you. Didn't even hear you to full. Holy shit. Revive on Lulu. God damn it, she left the initiative order. He's down again. I'm gonna burn. There's so many of these. His deeps are wild. Get the fuck up, samurai. No, I can't keep healing OP. I'm not gonna get heal locks. I need to DPS this. And then just have OP revive them before revive as many as she can before she dies. Oh, Lulu! No, we can't use our precious medical sprays. Not the crazy ones. You bitch. Why you get so many turns? You have more turns than us. And there's 3 of us. 4 of us. Holy shit, I'm so glad I did that. This boy survived for a long time on that. No, keep Lulu. Yes. Yeah, he's just nearly one shot. No, he actually would have one shot the entire party. He would have, in fact, wiped the entire party if I didn't just randomly decide to circle it. That's a cute little physical shield you got, buddy. Like, he's not even, like, attack buffing himself anymore. Wait. Why did I do that? Fuck you, dude. Fuck off with that shit. He took offense to that real hard. She like playfully hit him with a feather fan. He just brought out the ball peen hammer. Oh my god. Brother. No, he's so low. AoE Judgment of the Blade. Bitch. You're a right cocksucker, you know that? I can't even tell when he's gonna do it. It doesn't matter. He's dead because Lulu's the best. XOR, the thing I needed the... Oh no, I couldn't say I needed the whole fight because he just would have one-shot everybody. Jesus! Good job out there, Lulu. World seems so vivid. Don't worry about that. It's probably just the numerous concussions you got during that fight. I want to fight Eximon. It's gonna be that kind of fight. Pumps and then the deep. You're the deeps. And then the healer. And then the healer. But we are at that 3-hour mark, chat. So I'm just gonna save it here. I had an exhausting day. Let me go back over here. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Sorry I didn't play a lot of Digimon like the title suggested. But this was fun. I know I at least had a lot going on in life. So it was nice to kind of get that out there. And just chat, you know. Make it more like a thing I do this for fun rather than trying to like entertain as much, you know? Yeah. I don't know about the schedule in all honesty. I'm still kind of waiting on some people to respond to some stuff. And just general life stuff as well. So hopefully I'll have a schedule tomorrow. Thank you all so much for stopping by if you did. I just really appreciate y'all. A bunch of badasses. A bunch of beautiful badasses. Oh, I got real scared for a second. I didn't realize I paused the stream on Twitch's side. Oh. I just want to point out, at one point during this stream, there were 4 viewers on Twitch. When we were just chatting, even though the game was Digimon. Normally people bounce out at that, like, this isn't Digimon, what the fuck? That's wild. Oh well. I like you guys, I guess. Yeah. I'll have to think of some games to play this week. Because, I mean, obviously we have, Digimon. I really want to get through Digimon. Because we're so close to the end. But, oh my god, dude, the Royal Knights are still a thing! I'm not crashing out. Fine. I'm totally not sick of the Royal Knights. And they're totally the coolest of the servers. And they're not overdone at all. Take care, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Bye! Someone's daddy issues by being their new daddy. I'd have about... got about like 20 cents. It's like...
in game?
In Minecraft?
I can see this being real life, actually. Oh my god, no, that explains everything.
See, you just thought it was, you know, like, oh, you know, Hawk's a MILF man, that's what he makes all his jokes about. Well, you know, maybe sometimes I don't want to be the paternal figure in the relationship.
He just tracks the broken women.